Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome to Olympic National Park just across Vancouver Island. Today's sequence is going to be an all-around practice, all around not only in the sense that we're not going to focus on a particular part of our body or a particular asana, but that we are going to focus on our whole body basically, but also in the literal sense of moving. We're going to move all the way around in 360-degree sun salutation and 360-degree flows. Now this means that almost half of the time you're not going to be facing the screen, but you will be left with the audio alone, no visual reference whatsoever. Now there's no reason to panic. I'm going to be precise. But you might be asking yourself, why all this? Now, just allow me a few introductory notes at this point. In my own personal practice, I rarely face in the same direction throughout the whole sequence. And what I really like about these 360-degree flows, it's not only about the transitions being more interesting, I find, but also about getting a sense of the space surrounding us. And this change of orientation, this change of perspective helps us to get an idea of the space we are surrounded by. So today it's basically all about space and creating an awareness for it. And when it comes to working with this space, we try to approach the space in the same non-judgmental way we try to approach our own personal practice. So the concept of space goes beyond objects, it goes beyond walls and ceilings, but it includes sounds, and includes the smell, and it includes vibrations as well. So, as I said in the beginning, you won't be facing the screen for almost half of the time, but the sequence is choreographed in such a way that on the first side, and with more complicated transitions, you will be facing the screen. So what really helps is to rely a little bit on your memory in today's practice instead of going on autopilot, what we usually tend to do. And what I hope is that you see the benefit of this aspect as well. You might want to have a block handy, or something that is of a similar shape or size. It might come useful at some point during the practice. So we start on a line on our back, and I want you, if you are going to face this side later on, I want you to turn 180 degrees around to start with. So you come on your forearms, and then you roll all the way down vertebra per vertebra in a supine position. And you want to have your knees bent to start with, and allow your knees to fold together, your eyes falling close. And allow your body to be heavy, and just give your body a few moments to arrive on the mat. As you allow your mind a few moments to arrive in your body. Drawing your attention a little bit more carefully to the breath. Coming and going at the tip of your nose. And observe on how your breath distributes in between your belly, your chest, the rib cage. And observe on how your breath expands in all directions. As you allow your face to be soft and relaxed. And then from here, you just want to move your arms to the sides in a T shape. And have your knees above your ankles. Your feet want to be parallel in one line with your sit bones. And then just allow your knees to fall slowly from one side to the other in a kind of windscreen wiping movement. Slowly in your own pace and breathing rhythm. Your belly being soft and relaxed. And if it feels comfortable, then allow your head to roll counter. Gently and slowly connecting to our body. You can open your eyes, and as you turn your head from one side to the other, already getting an idea of the space surrounding you. Let's do that one more time on each side. Before we meet all the way back in the middle, so your knees facing the sky, bring your arms back to the sides of your body, palms facing down. Feet want to be parallel and pushing down. Ground your lower back firmly down into the floor. Push your feet down into the floor. And as you continue doing this movement, feel your sacrum moving away from the floor, lifting your navel high towards the sky. Keep your neck long, the back of your skull pushing down, and then slowly, vertebra per vertebra, lower all the way back down. Let's do that a few more times, and maybe you want to take your arms with you. So as you push your feet down and lift your sacrum, your navel high, reach your arms above your head, and then slowly all the way back down again, lowering vertebra per vertebra back down. Your arms go back to the starting position. 2 more times, maybe on the inhale, lifting your navel high, and then as you exhale, slowly lower all the way back down again. Once more, lift your navel high, vertebra per vertebra. And then slowly, vertebra per vertebra, lower all the way back down. From where you extend your legs, unrushed, turning all the way around, coming onto your tummy. From where we meet in Sphinx pose. So your elbows want to be underneath your shoulders. And your hands want to be in line with your elbows. You want to reach through your toes, ground the groins, and add a tiny bit of a pulling action with your forearms grounding firmly down into the floor. So you increase the space in between the collarbones, broadening your chest and lifting your heart. Guiding your breath deep into your rib cage. And then from here you want to start slowly rolling the navel in. And feel how your pubis lifts away from the floor. Your thighs, you might want to go further, curl the toes under and float the knees on the way away from the floor as well, coming into a forearm plank. A few cycles of breath here. Connecting to our core and creating heat in the center of our body. Continue breathing as the crown of your head reaches forward, navel drawing in, and your heels reaching back. Unrushed, lower your knees back down, lengthen the toes, and then bring your thighs slowly, slowly. Finally, your pubis back down to the floor, and as you inhale, make sure you open and broaden the chest. If you want to go further, and then straighten your arms in full Sphinx pose. A few cycles of breath here. And then slowly lower all the way down. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. As you inhale, lift your chest in mini cobra. As you exhale, lower down. 2 more of those. Keep your elbows harnessed in. As you inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest. Feel how your inhale propels your body up. On your exhale, come back into your first downward facing dog of today. So you might want to do some walking moves to begin with. And gently connecting to your hamstrings. And take your time to settle into the pose. Maybe at some point you want to come to stillness. We stay here for a few cycles of breath. Face soft and relaxed. Maybe it feels nice to wiggle a tiny bit from one side to the other. So shifting weight from your left hand and left foot over to the right hand and right foot. Now, since our topic is space today, I would like to invite you, especially the overachievers amongst us, to adopt a spacious approach in our practice. So if you imagine a fish in a small tank, these fish which are kept in a too small tank will never grow to their full size. So in our yoga practice, we try to not go to the very, very limit and the very, very edge. But instead, we want to keep some space and allow ourselves some space. This is the place really where growth is happening together with understanding. So you might want to consider this type of approach for today, especially today, where our topic is space. Give yourself some space. This might mean that you keep your knees bent in this pose, especially the beginning of the class, so you find more space in your lower back. Now, as you inhale, shift your weight forward into your plank pose. Knees to the floor, chest and chin, elbows harnessed in the worm. Inhale, lift your chest, 1 mini cobra. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. One more time through this vinyasa. As you inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, down to the worm. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Face being relaxed and soft. As you exhale next time, you want to step your left foot forward in between your hands. Roll the shoulders back, lower the back knee down to the floor. Lengthen the toes and now bring your torso to upright, placing your hands on your knee or thigh. Each time you inhale, come a little bit up. As you exhale, release a little bit deeper into your hip opening. As you inhale, come a tiny little bit up. And as you exhale, sink deeper. Just continue in your own breathing rhythm, making sure your shoulders are relaxed and soft together with your face. From here, bring your left fingertips on the floor or a block and open to your right side. You might want to reach your right fingertips high towards the sky or keep your hand on your hip, depending really on your range of motion. Slowly lower both hands back down to the floor and extend the left leg so your hips end up more or less above your right knee and push your left foot into this imaginary wall, squaring your hips. Now from here comes the first interesting transition. You might not know it. You want to bring both hands to the right side of your left leg and then pivot all the way around on your right knee, all the way around 180 degrees until you end up in pigeon pose, bringing your right knee right to your right wrist. Now keep your left toes. I know you can't see me right now, no worries. I'm going to be precise. You want to keep your left toes curled under, so the left heel is facing the sky, and lengthen through the back leg. From here, you want to push your right hand down onto your right knee, and maybe even if this isn't usually within your range of motion, you might want to give it a go. Try to move your right foot a little bit further to the front, so you try to square the right shin as good as it goes with the short edge of the yoga mat, and place the left hand into in the arch of your right foot. And as you push your right hand and your hands down, you lift your pelvis a little bit away from the floor and try to square those hips. So this is a little bit more of an active variation of pigeon pose than we usually do. We don't stay there for long. And but as we swing maybe a little bit from side to side, it can be nice to give our hips a little bit of space and time to open up. From here, place your hands back down onto the floor and step it all the way back into your downward facing dog, spreading your fingers wide. Making sure your feet are parallel so your heels are pointing all the way back. face relaxed and soft. Inhale, shift your weight forward, plank pose. Knees to the floor, chest and chin. Exhale. Inhale, lift your chest in your mini cobra. Back into your downward facing dog. On your next exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Lower the back knee down to the floor together with the top of your back foot. And come to upright, placing both hands on your front knee or thigh. As you inhale, come a little bit out of the stretch. As you exhale, sink deeper. Continue in your own breathing rhythm, allowing your body to oscillate with your breath. And allow yourself space. So try not to go to the very, very edge. Before you place your right fingertips down to the floor or a block and open to the left side, reaching your left fingertips high towards the sky. Make sure your right knee doesn't fall inward. And continue breathing. Placing both hands down onto the floor. Extend your right leg so your hips end up more or less above your left knee. And again, push your right foot into this imaginary wall, squaring your hips. So you want to move the right sit bone a little bit further back to get the most out of it. Keep on rolling the shoulders back, keeping the space in between your collarbones. And don't forget to breathe. Both hands go to the inside of your right foot, and then you pivot it all the way around to the left, moving around on your left knee basically, from where we end up in pigeon pose on the second side. So this on this side, now you see me better. So you press one hand down into the arch of the foot, and the other one goes onto the knee. The back toes are curled under, and make sure you lengthen through that leg. So as I push down with my hands, I lift my hips a tiny bit away from the floor. I want to square them basically. So we're not like tilting over to the left or falling over onto the left side. And lifting the heart. So there's no reason to worry if one side feels completely different than the other side. That's usually pretty normal. So it's very rare having both hips being equally open. And like we've done on the other side, it might be nice to just swing a tiny little bit from one side to the other, allowing your whole practice to feel organic. We don't want to freeze. Place your hands down onto the floor, and as you exhale next time, push it back into your downward facing dog. From where you might want to stay, so here you might want to stay for a few cycles of breath, or you flow through the vinyasa of your choice. Could also be chaturanga and upward facing dog. Meeting back in our downward facing dog again. Gaze in between your hands. On your exhale, you want to step or jump all the way to the front. Standing forward bend. Inhale, half standing forward bend. Exhale, standing forward bend. You might want to soften your knees here. Inhale, lift your heart, sweep your arms out to the sides and up. Join your palms, exhale. Continue, sweep your arms out, inhale. On your exhale, move your chest forward and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, come to standing. Join your palms, exhale. Sweep your arms out, inhale. Exhale, move your chest forward and dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lower down. Step your right foot back into your lunge. Roll the shoulders back. And now as you exhale, see how far you can straighten the front leg without letting this affect your lower back. Inhale, back into lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend your front knee again. And then exhale, see how far you can straighten the leg. Let's do that a few times in your own pace. So we're going to move through a 360-degree sun salutation now. And as we do that, it's not going to be difficult stuff, but try to bring your awareness to the space surrounding you. All directions. Place your left hand on the same side where your right hand is. Parallel your feet and then slowly move all the way to the second side. So you're ending up in a lunge with your right foot in the front. On your exhale, step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga or the worm. Inhale, lifting your chest in your mini cobra or downward or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. As you exhale next time, step your left foot in between the hands in your lunge. Bring both hands to the inside of your front foot, parallel your feet and walk it all the way to the second side from where we started. So right foot is in the front. Inhale, come to upright, lift your fingertips high and straighten your front leg. Lifting the back heel high away from the floor. Lengthen the tailbone down and try to square your hips. Now as you exhale, lower your arms down, keep your upper body raising tall though, and bend the back knee so it's floating above the floor. Inhale, straighten both legs again. Exhale, bend your knees and keep the back knee hovering. Inhale, lift your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, lower your arms down as if you would push the air down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down, this time all the way. Place your fingertips on the floor. Straighten the back leg in your lunge. Exhale, step it all the way to the front, standing forward bend. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, release down. Lift your heart, sweep your arms out to the sides and come to standing. Join your palms, exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, move your chest forward and dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Step your left foot far back into your lunge. On your exhale, see how far you can straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee in your lunge. Exhale, continue. In your own breathing rhythm, making sure you keep space in between the collarbones. Crown of your head is reaching wherever you are. Feeling the shoulder blades firm against your back ribs. Allow yourself space as you bring awareness to the space around you. As your front knee bends again, bring both hands to the inside of the front foot, parallel the feet, and with your spine being long, walk it all the way to the other side in your lunge with the left foot in the front. Crown of the head reaches, back heel is moving back. On your exhale, downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward in your plank pose and flow through the vinyasa of your choice. Unrushed. So once we've met in down dog again, as you exhale next time, step your right foot in between the hands. Come on the fingertips. Both hands go to the inside of your front foot. Parallel your feet and walk it all the way to the second side. Inhale, come into your high lunge and straighten your front leg. Lift the back heel, square your hips. Lengthen your tailbone down, reaching through your fingertips. On your exhale, bend both knees and gently push the air down with your arms, with your hands. Back knee is floating. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Continue in your own breathing rhythm. And allow the tailbone to be heavy, so we get a little bit more into the hip flexors. Lifting your heart. And the next time you bend your knees, lower your hands down, bring the back knee to the floor, and then lift the back knee away from the floor again in your normal lunge. Roll the shoulders back. On your exhale, standing forward bend. Half standing forward bend. Inhale. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and up. Exhale, join your palms. Continue, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, move your chest forward and dive down. Inhale, lift your heart, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and up. And as you sweep your arms down, rotate to or twist to your right side and lower your arms all the way down. Inhale, bring your arms back above your head, come back to center. Exhale, sweep your arms down to the sides and twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center, sweep your arms up. Exhale, release your arms. Flip-flop your feet close together. So the inner edges of your feet want to be touching. Reach your arms out as you inhale. On your exhale, sit down in your chair. Try to distribute your weight equally on your feet, the four corners of your feet. Join your palms in front of your chest, and then bring the left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Pushing your palms together, lifting your right elbow high, and lean a little bit back in space. Bringing awareness to the back of your rib cage. Imagine you had eyes on the back of your skull and envision what is behind you. Lift your right heel away from the floor, and now keep the left elbow glued to your right knee or thigh, and come to standing, shifting all of the body weight onto your left foot. Keep on pushing your palms together. From where we slowly bend the standing leg again. You might want to challenge your balance a little bit. And place the right foot back down onto the floor. Shift all of your weight onto the right foot and step your left foot back into your lunge, but your arms and upper body stay as is. Lifting the back heel high away from the floor and leaning your upper body back in space. Continue breathing. Place your hands down onto the floor. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Few cycles of breath in dog. And as you inhale, feel your breath expanding in all directions. Shift your weight forward into plank pose. Feel your body moving through space. Bring your knees to the floor, chest and chin down to the worm. Lift your chest, elbows harnessed in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between the hands. Turn and ground the right foot for warrior two. Reach your right fingertips to the front and above your head. Warrior two. As you inhale, lift your arms straight in your front leg. Exhale, gently push the air all the way down and rebend your leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down in your own pace. Flying warrior number two. Feel your body moving through space. And again, imagine you had eyes on the back of your skull. Envision what surrounds you, being carried by your breath. The next time you inhale, straighten your front leg, reach through your fingertips. As you exhale, reach forward, forward, keep your tailbone heavy, and transition into your triangle pose. Feel your shoulder blades firm against the back ribs. Push the front big toe down into the floor. Engage your core as you inhale. Come all the way back to upright. Exhale, warrior two. A few cycles of breath here. Feel the feet grounding. Your right hip being heavy, so we want to make sure it doesn't lift above the left hip point, but let it be heavy. So you address the inside of your right thigh a little bit more, your adductor muscles, and reach through your fingertips. Inhale, reach your back arm above your head. Exhale, cartwheel all both of your arms down, back into your standing forward bend. Inhale, half standing forward bend. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, come to standing, and then join those palms together. Move your feet close together again. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides. Exhale, sit down in your chair. So we try to have equal amount of weight on both feet, of course, but don't want to forget about the heel as well. So we tend to sit a little bit too far to the front, so distribute your body weight a little bit further back. Place your hands together in front of your chest and then turn to the left. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh or knee. Pushing your palms together. And try to keep your hips squared. So make sure your left knee isn't far behind your right knee. And lean a bit back in space again. Don't forget about your back body. We usually know what is in front of us, but we forget what is behind us. Lift the left heel away from the floor and keep your elbow glued to the knee as you come to standing. So you want to stand on your right foot, flexing the left. Challenge your balance. Rebend your right leg slowly and step it all the way back down. From where you keep your hands where they are, and your arms where they are, stepping your right foot back into your lunge. Lean your body back in space. Your upper ribs. Engaging the back leg. Place your hands back down to the floor. Push it back into your downward facing dog. A few cycles of breath. Checking in. Observe the aftertaste. Witnessing the space around you. Also in this change of orientation, this inversion we are in right now in our downward facing dog. It goes without saying that you're very welcome to rest whenever you feel this is the right thing to do. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward into plank pose and flow through the vinyasa of your choice. Back into downward facing dog. On your exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Turn and ground the left for warrior two. Reach your left fingertips to the front and above your head. Adjust the feet. And then the flying version as you inhale, lift your arms. As you exhale, push the air down. Continue moving. Feel your body moving through space. And imagine your body being this kind of vehicle that allows you the journey through space. And our job is to witness this journey instead of spacing out, or spacing in, if that's something you can say instead. On your next inhale, straighten your front leg and reach through your fingertips. Lengthen the tailbone down, keep that as you reach forward before you lower down into your triangle pose. Keep on lengthening through the tail and make sure you feel especially the right shoulder blade flat against your back ribs. Be kind to your neck if it feels appropriate, your gaze to the side or down rather than up. Go for it. Push the front big toe down into the floor. Engage your belly muscles in order to come all the way to upright, and once more into your warrior number 2. Feel the feet grounding. Right knee exactly above your right ankle. Make sure your left hip point isn't higher than your right hip point, but lower it down. Squaring the hips with the floor. And allow your breath to be spacious. On your next inhale, lift your back arm above your head. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down into your downward facing dog on the second side. Shift your weight forward into plank pose. Knees to the floor, chest and chin. Inhale, lift your chest in your mini cobra. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, continue, shift your weight forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog again. Few cycles of breath. Feel your palms grounding as you guide your heels back and down. As you engage your arms, as you feel your sit bones floating high. And once more, envision yourself in the center of the space surrounding you. As if you could look at yourself from the outside. This bringing awareness to the space around us is just another way of cultivating focus and presence. So once you really become aware of the space around you, you've arrived in the present moment. As you exhale next time, step your left foot in between your hands into your lunge. Lower the back knee down again and keep the back toes curled under this time. Left hand goes to your left knee or thigh and reach your right fingertips high towards the sky. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. And now you might want to push your hand a little bit down onto your knee or thigh and help you without force, without aggression, a little bit more into your back bend as you keep on lengthening the tailbone down. It's just micro movements really, but you might feel the effect. And deep breathing, spacious breathing. Lower both hands back down onto the floor. Extend your left leg again as if you were pushing into this imaginary wall, this half pyramid pose. Roll the shoulders back. And then you want to place, like we've done before, just a tiny shift. You want to place both hands onto the inside of your front foot. Pivot it halfway around to the side. And reach your left leg a little bit further to the side. Toes point to the side. Come to upright. And now reach your right fingertips high towards the sky. Lengthen the tailbone down and make sure you ground the outside edge of your left foot down into the floor. Take a deep inhale, and now as you exhale, bend over to your left. But rather than bending far, think of length. So you want to lengthen from your right fingertips to the right hip point and spiral your chest up towards the sky. From here, this is a new transition, I guess, for most of you. You want to lean over to the right, swing your right arm around and get hold of your left hip point as you reach your left fingertips across the room. Lengthen the tailbone and keep on reaching with your left fingertip and the left leg. As you inhale, engaging your core muscles. Come to upright as you exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale, come to upright. Exhale, same thing, reaching across the room. Lengthen your tailbone. Right hand holds your left hip. Inhale, come to upright. Exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale, all the way, reaching across the room. The next time you inhale, come to upright. As you exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale to center. This time you want to do as we've done before, or you want to give it a go and reach both fingertips across the room. Getting into the obliques. Imagine you were holding a huge ball in between your hands. From where you place your right hand onto the floor, left fingertips reaches towards the sky. Step your left foot halfway to the front. Toes point to the side and extend your right leg coming onto the outside edge of your right foot into half side plank pose. Make sure the left foot is directly underneath your left knee and your right leg is super engaged. Right hand exactly underneath your right shoulder. Flip-flop your left foot to the right, so to the front towards your right hand. Place your left hand on your left knee and have the back heel lifting. From where you come into your high lunge with your right fingertips reaching high, left hand pushing down on your left thigh. The back knee might to bend a tiny little bit. So you have more space to lengthen the tailbone down and to square those hips. Face is soft, spacious breathing. From where you open into your warrior two again, reach through your fingertips, adjust your feet, front heel in line with the back heel or the arch of the back foot. Reach through your fingertips. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. And this time in triangle pose, you might want to try and reach your upper arm across the room. And as you do so, keep on lengthening the tailbone even more. Spiral your chest up a little bit more. And observe on how you create more and more length between your right hip point and the right fingertips. We're going deep into the side seam of our body. Inhale, push the front big toe down, engage the core muscles, come all the way back to upright. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel the feet, reach your arms above your head. On your exhale, move your chest forward, 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 and dive down. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. On your exhale, twist and open to your right side. Right fingertips goes to reach towards the sky, or the hand goes to your hip. And allow the twist to initiate in your pelvis, and from there ripple up and spiral up through your whole spine. So allow the pelvis to be part of it for the sake of your sacroiliac joint. On your exhale, go back down. Place both hands back down underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift and lengthen even more. Guide your sit bones back. Exhale, open to the left. Grounding the outside edges of your feet down into the floor. Feel your back body, so the back of your rib cage moving back in space. Again, encourage an awareness of the space surrounding you. You being surrounded by the space. Lower slowly down again. Walking your hands towards your right foot. All sets of toes point to the front from where you lower the left heel down, the left knee down to the floor for the second side. Keep the back heel lifted. Torso goes to upright. Right hand pushes down on your left knee or thigh, and your left fingertips reaching high towards the sky. Face is relaxed and soft. Spacious breathing. Allow yourself space, especially if you're the type of person always trying to push into your limits. So let the challenge of today be to do less and to work with the space you create and you allow to happen. Place both hands down or both sets of fingertips down onto the floor. Coming back into our half pyramid pose. Shoulders rolling back. Make sure you don't overarch your neck, but you keep your neck nice and long. Deep breath. Spacious breath. Both hands go to the inside of your right leg and pivot it to the side, so you walk to the left. So the left shin moves a little bit back, and now step your right foot further to the side as you come to upright. Lengthen the tailbone down, grounding the outside edge of your right foot down into the floor and reaching your left fingertips high towards the sky. Take a deep inhale from where you bend over to the right side. And rather thinking of creating length than bending deeply. So you want to create as much length as possible from the left hip point to your left fingertips. Inhale to upright. On your exhale, changing direction. So lean across the room. Left hand goes to your right hip. Inhale, come to upright. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach your right arm across the room, lengthen the tail. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Center, inhale. Exhale, reach across the room. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. And you want to do the same thing again and reach both arms to the front for a few cycles of breath only. Keep on lengthening the tailbone, and as if you were holding this huge ball in between your hands. Place your left hand underneath your shoulder on the floor. Reach your right fingertips high. Now step your right foot halfway to the front. Toes point to the side. Extend your left leg. Come onto the outside edge of your left foot into half side plank pose. Important to engage your left leg. Have the right foot underneath the right knee and your left hand exactly underneath your left shoulder. Flip-flop your right foot to the front. Right hand goes onto your right knee or thigh. The back heel is lifting, so we end up in a lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Left fingertips reach high towards the sky. Continue breathing. Lengthening your tailbone down. And the back knee might want to bend a tiny little bit. From where you open into your warrior two, adjusting your feet, reaching through your fingertips. And allowing yourself space might also mean to shorten the stride between your legs a tiny little bit. You don't necessarily need to have a 90 degrees angle between your thigh or shin. The only thing you want to work with is your shin being perpendicular to the floor, your knee above the ankle. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Lengthen the tailbone down before you reach forward for your triangle pose. And like we've done on the other side, you might want to try and reach your upper arm across the room. Palm is facing down. Encourage your right shoulder blade to firm against the back ribs. Push the front big toe down, engage your core muscles, come all the way to upright. Exhale, warrior two, for another cycle of breath. Trying to find lightness and space. Straighten your front leg, inhale, parallel the feet, reach your arms above your head. On your exhale, move your chest forward, feeling your body moving through space. Lower down. Inhale, lengthen, lift your chest. Exhale, open to your right side, right fingertips reaching high. And you might want to try the variation we've done before, or instead hold your right ankle or shin, or the outside of your right ankle or right shin with your left hand. Leaning your upper body back in space. Slowly back to center. Encourage length again as you inhale. And with this length, open to your second side. Your right hand might want to hold the outside of your left ankle or left shin, whatever works. Make sure your lower back is long. So encourage twisting with length in the lower back. Slowly back down. Bend your left knee. Walk your hands all the way to your left into the lunge. Both hands on either side of the left foot. And prepare and ground the right foot for warrior one. On your inhale, come all the way to upright. And take your time to adjust the pelvis. So you might want to keep your hands even on your hips to encourage the pelvis or help the pelvis into the right direction. So you try to move your right hip point a little bit further to the front, as good as it goes. All the while you ground the outside edge of your right foot, engaging the back leg. If it doesn't create any cramps or tightening in your back, join your palms together. And have your arms slightly angled in front of your face, lifting your heart as if you were holding an imaginary sword. Bend your front knee a little bit deeper, maybe. From where you sweep your arms down, shift your weight onto your left leg. Lift the right foot away from the floor and transition into your half moon pose. You might want to use a block underneath your left hand. You curl your right hip open and stack it as good as it goes above your left hip, pushing through the right heel, so flex the right foot strongly. And if you struggle balancing, then try to bend the left knee a little bit. If you want to go further, float the left fingertips away from the floor. Bend your left knee, and then as unrushed as possible, find your way back into your warrior two. Take your time, reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, reach forward for your triangle pose once more. And find a position for your arm that works for you right now. Either keep your hand on your hip, fingertips towards the sky, or reach your arm across the room. Whatever works, whatever feels right. Inhale, come to upright. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift your back arm above your head. Exhale, sweep your arms all the way down into downward facing dog. Stay a few moments. We haven't been there in a while. On your exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your left foot for warrior one. Inhale, come to upright. And reach through your fingertips. Encourage The left hip to come a little bit further to the front without aggression. Give yourself space. It's kind of opposing movements as you move the left hip to the front, at the same time grounding the outside edge of your left foot down into the floor, lifting your heart. But this is where opening happens, in these opposing movements. You might want to try and join your palms together and hold in your imaginary sword. Spacious breathing. Before you sweep your arms down, shift your weight into your right leg and transition into your half moon pose. Stacking your left hip as good as it goes on top of your right hip, pushing through your right heel, through your left heel, sorry. And maybe floating your right hand away from the floor. From here, you want to bend your standing leg and transition as slowly as possible into your warrior two. Reaching through your fingertips. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, reach forward into your triangle pose. Working with the same, if possible, working with the same arm position as you've done on the previous side. Push the front big toe down into the floor, engage your core. Come all the way to upright into your warrior two. Lift your back arm above your head, cartwheel your arms down into your downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward into your plank pose. Knees to the floor, chest and chin. Inhale, lift your chest in your mini cobra. Exhale, lower down. 2 more of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. A few more sets of mini back bends. So reach your arms along the sides of your body, palms facing down. Bring your forehead to the floor. I can't do it because the mic is in the way, but you want to bring the forehead to the floor. You want to reach through your toes and ground the groins. Reach through your fingertips, your palms still flat on the floor, so feel the shoulder blades firm against the back ribs. As you inhale, lift your chest, your right arm and left leg, reaching through the toes and fingertips. Exhale, swim your right arm forward. Inhale, swim it back. Exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, lift your chest, your right leg and left arm. Exhale, swim your arm forward. Inhale, swim it back. Exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, lift your chest, your right arm and left leg. Exhale, swim your arm forward. Inhale, swim it back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest, your right leg and left arm. Exhale, swim it forward. Inhale, swim it back. Exhale, lower down. 1 more round each side in your own pace. Try to find space, generous and spacious movements. Unrushed. Thinking less of height, especially when it comes to your leg, than length. So reach through your toes, also reach through your fingertips. Generous and spacious movements. Body moving through space. Once you've finished your rounds, lift your chest, reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips and see whether your arms, both sets of your arms and legs, lift away from the floor. A few cycles of breath. Again, thinking more of length than height. Reaching through the toes and reaching through the crown of your head together with your fingertips. Reach through the fingertips. On your exhale, lower all the way down. Have your palms face the sky and turn your head to the side of your choice, taking a few moments to feel the aftertaste of this back strengthening sequence. And observe on how your breath expands in all directions. And guiding your breath consciously into the various breathing spaces, not forgetting about the mid and lower back, the portions of our breathing space we tend to forget about. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Forehead goes back to the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Harness your elbows in. Lengthen through the toes. So your kneecaps float slightly away from the floor as you inhale. Lift your chest in your cobra. Not mini cobra this time, but Bhujangasana, full cobra. So you carry weight on your arms. That's a difference, really. Keep on rolling the shoulders back, so we cultivate some arm strength. You want to make sure the difference to upward facing dog, one of the differences is that the hip points stay in, or the pubis stays in contact with the floor. On your exhale, lower down. Slide your hands a tiny bit further back next to your ribs. Inhale, push yourself up into your upward facing dog. Legs super engaged, arms engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers wide. Lift your gaze, gazing to the front towards your hands. Either step or jump to your feet to the outside of your hands. Meeting in squat. Now, if you can't sit all the way down, using your elbows to push the inside of your knees or thighs open. If this doesn't really work and you feel your lower back rounding, then come rather to sumo fighter shape with your feet a little bit wider. Use your elbows to push the inside of your knees open. It's a little bit hard on the thighs, but what happens at the same time is the opening of your adductor muscles. Rolling the shoulders back wherever you are. So if you are in squat, you press your hands, the palms together. That's different you don't do that when you are in the sumo fighter pose. But in both poses, you use the elbows to push the inside of your knees or thighs open. And what I really like is a gentle wiggle in many poses, a gentle wiggle, like to the side or back and forth, and just observe on how this gently changes the sensation in the pose. So playing with the space of our joints and the space we already created in our body. Place your hands down to the floor. We have just one other 360-degree flow here. Place your fingertips down. Keep your right leg as it is and step your left far back. Lower the back knee down to the floor together with the top of your back foot. And have the right foot, make sure it's rotated to the side, allow the right knee to fall out to the side, and either stay where you are. If you call this a comfortable challenge, you have reached the right point. If you want to go further, a little bit more into your quads, reach your right arm all the way around and get hold, as you bend your left knee, get hold of the top of your left foot. Roll the right shoulder back. And explore what happens when you allow the right hip point to sink further down to the floor and be heavy. So this can be quite uncomfortable. You might want to explore with play with another thing. Instead of pulling the foot towards your buttocks, you want to try and engage your hamstrings and engaging the hamstrings, actively drawing the heel closer towards your buttocks. That can make it more bearable, and it's a kind of active stretch, so really worthwhile doing. It's not necessarily better than the other. It's a different way of working with it. Rolling the right shoulder back. Working and creating space. Working with space and trying to create space. Slowly release. Both hands go to the floor again, to the inside of your front foot. Now you want to lift the back knee away from the floor. Turn and ground the left foot for extended side angle pose on 90 degrees. And flip-flop the left foot a little bit further in, toes point to the front. So depending on your range of motion, the right fingertips stay on the floor. You float them a bit away from the floor and you use a block. Or you float them away from the floor. Or you bring your right elbow on your right knee, whatever works. Reach your upper arm across the room, or bring your hand to your hip if that is too much. Spiral your chest up, lengthen through your tailbone. And you can use your right arm, your right elbow, wherever you are, to keep the right knee open, instead of letting it fall inward. Extended side angle pose. Now, if you are in a position where your left fingertip reaches across the room, keep that. And transition into your triangle pose from here. Or choose the triangle pose of your choice. Inhale, push the front big toe down into the floor. Engage the core, come back to upright. Exhale, warrior two. Sweep your arms above your head. Inhale, parallel the feet. Exhale, open to the second side. So the left toes point to the front now in our warrior two shape. From here we come into the extended side angle pose, trying the same variation we've done on the other side. So either your left elbow goes onto your left knee, or the fingertips go to the inside of your left foot on the floor or a block. Reaching your upper arm across the room if you want to try that one. Spiral your chest up. Lengthen the tailbone. Keep your arm position as it is and transition into your triangle pose. So your left shoulder blade is firm against the back ribs. Push the front big toe down, engage your core. Come to upright. Warrior two, exhale. Lift your back arm above your head, cartwheel your arms down, lift the back heel. And now flip-flop the left foot to the side. The toes point 45 degrees to the side as you lower the back knee down to the floor, together with the top of the back foot. Allow the left knee to fall to the side. And you might want to stay here and play with a gentle wiggle or something. If you want to go deeper into your quads, bend the right knee, reach your left arm to the side, and see whether you can get hold of the top of your right foot. As you allow the left hip to sink a little bit further down towards the floor. A gentle wiggle can feel nice and the right thing to do. And on this side as well, you might want to play with this active stretch. So instead of pulling the foot with using your hand towards your sit bones, towards your buttocks, use the hamstrings to assist. Spacious breathing. If your breath can't be spacious, you're going too far. Your breath being a perfect indicator of whether your practice is still healthy. Slowly release that foot. I know you're not facing the screen at this point. I will be precise as I can. Engage the back leg so the back knee floats away from the floor, and as you exhale, step the right foot to the outside of your right hand back into your squat. Once more on the other side, or the sumo fighter. Pressing your hands together, lifting your heart. From where, in one way or the other, try to find the most elegant way to do that. You just want to come and sit down on your buttocks. Just sit on your buttocks. Place your hands behind you. Feet flat on the floor in front of you. And now allow your knees to fall to the right side and turn all the way around to the right. So you will be facing me again. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders so you see me now. So that's a good thing. You want to see and do the same thing yourself, how you turn your left hip point further to the front. So the twist really initiates in the hip and the pelvis and travels up through the whole spine. This is a gentle but really worthwhile and nice twist. Also getting into the obliques, into the oblique muscles. Roll the shoulders back, space in between those collarbones. Deep breathing. The next time you inhale, swim it all the way back to the front or to the back, however you want to call it. And then to the second side, so you swing your legs to knees to the left side, swim your right arm around, so we end up on the second side. Right hip point moving forward from where we initiate the whole twist. Spacious breathing. Spacious approach. Let's have another deep cycle of breath here. Before we don't turn around again, we just stay facing the screen and come onto our belly again. Into mini cobra shape, hands underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide. As you inhale, lift your chest. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Now at this point, since we've been working quite a lot opening our hip flexors, I would like to throw in Hanumanasana, which is the split. You can go as far as you want to, not as you want to go, but as your body allows you to go without not respecting your limits. Let's start with the right foot. Step the right foot in between your hands. And you can always just stop at with any position. You could stop here with the back knee onto the floor. For example, if you want to work just the hip flexor a little bit more. If you want to go further, you keep the back toes curled under wherever you are. A block might come handy, even two. If you have just one, you work with one. So you now flip-flop the right foot further to the front. At the same time, you might want to slide the back knee a little bit further back. Now, two options. It can be nice to have the block on whatever height, right? Underneath your right hamstring, relatively close to the groin, or what's also taught very often underneath the sit bone, whatever feels good and whatever feels right. Otherwise, you have both hands on your or one hand on the block, or both fingertips on the floor, or you just see how far you can go. So wherever you are, you might want to try, if you don't need your hands, to reach your fingertips high towards the sky. And trying to encourage squaring those hips as good as it goes. So you try to move the left hip point a little bit further to the front than it wants to go. Bring your hands back down. Now, getting out of the pose is usually much trickier than getting into the pose. What I really like to do is just wiggle the left knee to the front, bring both hands to the inside of the front foot, and even if it's not that elegant, you just swing your right leg back and transition into your downward facing dog for a few cycles of breath before we try the second side. Step your left foot in between your hands as you exhale. Lower the back knee down to the floor. Keep the back toes curled under like we've done on the other side. And be prepared that this side is probably completely different from the first. It's just how things are. You want to wiggle the left knee a little bit further back. At the same time, slide your the left heel further to the front. And again, you have different options. You can place the block. What I like really is to place it underneath the hamstring. I find it gives my hamstring a type of massage and helps to open up rather than having it underneath the sit bones, but underneath the left sit bone. But there are different opinions about it really. So whatever works for you. And we encourage the hips to be squared. Wherever you are, you might want to try to lift your fingertips high towards the sky. What is also nice is to use one hand and pushing down onto your thigh to help you into a tiny bit of a back bend, encourage the back bending qualities. It has a type of back bending qualities, this pose as well. Continue breathing. Don't forget about the space. Finding space, cultivating space. Slowly release. Remove your block, whatever you've been working with. I like to wiggle the back knee a little bit to the front. Swing my left leg back. Transition once more into your downward facing dog. A few moments to settle in this last downward facing dog of today and to find the aftertaste. Observe on how that feels. Bringing your awareness back to the space surrounding you. You being in the middle of all this space, the space that goes beyond walls, beyond objects, ceilings and floors. Endless space. Shift your weight into your plank pose, unrushed, really slowly. Feel your body moving slowly through space. Bring the knees down, cross your ankles and come all the way to a sit. Cross-legged position. I'm going to turn around so you face me, or I'm facing you. For a twist sequence, where we start in ankle to knee pose. Right ankle on top of your left knee, left ankle exactly underneath the right knee. Or if this isn't doable at all without rounding and collapsing your lower back, right shin in front of the left shin. But try to have your shins parallel with the edge of the edge of your yoga mat. Upright your spine. You will already very probably feel something in your right external hip rotator. Take a deep inhale here and lengthen your spine, crown reaches. On your exhale, twist to your left fingertips behind you, using your right hand to gently push against the arch of your right foot or the knee there, whatever you're getting hold of. As you inhale, find a little bit more space and length. As you exhale, release a little bit more into the twist. And again, take these twists as another chance to become familiar with the space surrounding you. And not only what is in front of you, but imagine again you had these eyes, you had another set of eyes at the back of your skull. Don't forget about your back body. As you inhale, come back to center. Slide your right foot into half lotus, so close towards your left groin, if that's doable. Otherwise, you can just come to cross-legged, really. And then as you exhale, next time you twist to the right side, left hand goes and holds your right knee or thigh. And if it's doable, you want to bind and grab your left ankle with your right hand. Now, what is it the eyes on your back skull see right now? On your inhale, come slowly back to center. Untangle, unwind your legs. The left ankle on top of your right knee. Right ankle exactly underneath the left. I can't be too precise about that because it makes such a huge difference. Or find the variation that suits you. You can always just be cross-legged, but alternate the cross of your legs. Upright your spine. Crown of the head is reaching. Flex the feet if you are in ankle to knee pose. As you inhale, lengthen even more. As you exhale, twist to your right side. Right fingertips behind you. Left hand holding your right knee or the arch of the foot. Breathe yourself into the twist rather than forcing yourself into the twist. On your next inhale, come slowly back to center. You might want to try to slide the left ankle close to the right groin. If this is doable, twist to the, you twist to the other side anyways, but you want to twist to the left side now and see whether you can get hold of your right ankle, the top of the right foot using your left hand. Make sure you don't overdo the twist in your neck. We often tend to do that, but try to distribute the twist equally through your spine. What is it now the second set of eyes on the back of your skull see right now? As you inhale, come slowly all the way back to center. Unwind your legs. Bring your feet to the floor and bring your forearms to the floor. So slowly find our way all the way onto our back. From where we draw our knees into our chest, hands go to your knees. With your hands on your knees, draw small circles with your knees in the air, massaging your lower back. Changing direction. Coming slowly back to center, allowing the knees to fall out to the sides, holding your knees from the inside. If you want to come to full happy baby, go for it. Circle your ankles. This only works if you're not in full happy baby, of course. Belly soft and relaxed. Allow the back body to melt down. Before you bring your knees back together, place your feet onto the floor and then one leg at a time, extend the legs on your yoga mat. Release your arms down by the sides of your body and allow a little bit of space between your arms and your torso, allowing your feet to flap open, your palms to face the sky. Your eyes might want to fall close. Bring your attention again more carefully to the breath. Allowing your breath to become a little bit broader. If you imagine your diaphragm being the center, the origin of your in-breath, observe on how your inhalation expands out into all directions, all 3 dimensions. Growing sensation of each inhale. And as you exhale, observe on how the directions reverse. Back to where it all started. And really observe on how this, what we call the breath body, moves through your physical body. Maybe you can imagine this breath body not being limited by the physical body, but going beyond the physical body. And as you imagine your breath body rippling through the contours and beyond the contours of your physical body, bring your awareness back to the space surrounding you. And if you're not practicing outdoors, then bring your awareness to the room. And then go beyond the walls of this room and to the house this room is part of. And you want to zoom out even more and out of the bird's perspective. See the village, the town or the city, the landscape. Allowing yourself to zoom out even further until you envision the Earth out of space, whole planet Earth. You might want to try and zoom out even more and even more until our planet becomes a tiny dot amongst many others. In the middle of all this, bring your awareness back to your breath body as if it was the center of the universe. Softening your heart. It can be interesting to observe what this bringing awareness to the space, this endless space surrounding us, evokes in us. Whether it's a sense of total freedom and potential, or maybe we just feel overwhelmed by it. Whatever it is, another thing to bring awareness to. And keeping this attention to your breath, Let's slowly zoom all the way back in again, the same way we came. So finding your way all the way back to earth, riding your breath. Until you bring your awareness back to the floor underneath you. This floor carrying all of your weight. And each time you inhale, observe on how your inhale kind of pushes against the floor underneath you. So observing on this kind of relationship your body has to the floor through the breath. Allow your next in-breath to be a little bit deeper than it usually would. You might want to make small movements with your fingers and with your toes. Feeling the air on your skin. Reaching your arms above your head if that feels like the right thing to do. I'd want to stretch out a little bit before you bend your knees and roll all the way over to your right side unrushed. Drawing your knees in and take a few moments here. No reason to hurry. Before you use your hands and come all the way to a sit, you might want to keep your eyes closed for a few more moments. Find a comfortable seating position with your hands resting on your knees or your thighs. Feeling your spine growing tall and upright in space. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears and your face relaxed and soft. Allowing yourself a few more moments to turn inward and to observe what is there to observe. Slowly join your palms in front of your chest. Allow your thumbs to touch your breastbone. Next time you exhale, slowly open your eyes again. I thank you all for joining. Namaste.